All right, Rogue taking the pitch finally here in Week 4, taking on Space Station. Space Station played earlier, and they had a pretty solid performance, getting the win over Ghosts, I do believe, there. And, yeah, looking pretty strong. Excited to see if they can make it 2 on the day, or can Rogue finally come together like Turtle believes they can?
You know, maybe.
Maybe they might. We'll find out in just a moment.
To be fair, watching last week, I mean, I spent a lot of time watching Wonder last week while I casted his games. And, I mean, he really was making a concerted effort to stay out of his teammates' way, trying to enable AJ and Kronovi, and that's a good thing. They got AJ the ball a lot. Unfortunately, it didn't really pan out as much as it would have liked to for them, of course. But there's some good things. The problem is, yes, Space Station did have a very nice series earlier against Ghost. Really liked the approach. Sypical was the big guy they wanted to be scoring balls. He scored a bunch. Arsenal had an awesome game. AXB filled in as needed.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, it feels like another day where it's like, all right, maybe today's the day. And, of course, the team that Rogue is playing today looked really good earlier. So it's like, well, what are you going to do?
We'll see. We'll see what they're able to put up here. I loved SSG earlier. They had some absolutely spectacular plays, especially in the pass/assist department. The way that they were setting each other up, the actual shot itself was usually was kind of mundane because the hard work had been done before it.
Yeah.
And as Arsenal in particular, some crazy that musty pass off the wall thing he had on Neo Tokyo was great, and I loved Sypical especially, really clutching out the series there. He got a double tap in Game 5 to send them into overtime, and the demo in OT as well helped seal the deal there. So we'll look to see if Sypical can keep up that same sort of energy here. But yeah, Rogue, the Turtle on the desk saying they have everything they need except for the fundamentals. How do you feel about that?
Except for the fundamentals, I would agree with that. There's really a lot of basic approaches to the ball on defense that I really don't think Rogue is particularly good at. So I think he made a great point.
Well, we'll see who's able to get the victory here in this best of 5. Rogue in the blue, Space Station in the orange, starting on DFH Stadium. An early shot from AXB, blocked by a Wonder. And Arsenal will be alone with the ball on the far side. He'll keep it on the ground. Wonder gets in the way of it again. Now Arsenal looking for his teammate AXB in front of the box, crashed by Kronovi, and now AJ on the far side looking for the counterattack. Gets the shot on target, but Sypical will get it away. Now Wonder up for the goal. It's off the backboard. Here's AJ in one last time. It's wide and over towards Wonder. Kronovi lurking in midfield. Here's an opportunity. Drops it back to Wonder. Takes the shot, and Arsenal has it off to the side.
The first couple of approaches for both teams looking pretty solid, to be quite honest. I mean, AXB, really that guy they plan to be at the front being a problem solver, and it's actually Arsenal who says, Wonder, get out of the way.
A miss from Kronovi leaves the back into 2v1 here, and AXB just literally just drives. He's like, yep, I don't have to do anything there, as his teammate clears out the defense. SSG with an early goal.
Really nice start for Space Station. And a nice two-man play, but they catch Wonder in the 2-on-1.
First minute's going to come and go. AJ underneath one. And the pinch out to Kronovi onto the backboard. Got 2 defenders up, but AXB will make contact. Now Arsenal and Sypical. Tight positioning as they move into offense. Got AXB at midfield. Wonder's got it over the top of one, but AXB picks it up now. And here comes the push from Rogue. Kronovi now over towards Wonder. So he's got it back down in. AXB again on the back line. AJ up, uncontested now in the corner. It's out to Kronovi. But back to the corner it goes. As the defense from Space Station holds on. They've got a long clear down the field. AJ will get it away, but here comes the pressure from the boys in the yellow.
Reading the ball quite nicely, Space Station. AXB slips it by, but nobody there.
Kronovi sends it to the edge. Now back in the midfield. Wonder up onto the backboard. Sypical gets it away from him. AJ upwards. Arsenal will pinch it off him, and Kronovi in the backfield will have to play defense. Wonder versus Sypical. This ball back down on the midfield line. Kronovi looks at it. Arsenal will fall back, respecting Kronovi's positioning. Kronovi keeps this one near himself in the air, gets 2 defenders up for it. Here comes AJ looking for a shot. He puts it back towards the goal. It's off the crossbar and back out. Wonder with a follow-up shot, and it's through 2 defenders and in. That's a tie game.
Wasn't the biggest fan of Kronovi's approach. I mean, he had 2 teammates off to his left and went straight through it. But fortunately, Sypical doesn't get the strongest clear or the best follow-up. Wonder in a great spot in the midfield. Strong shot towards the top right. Save it if you can.
2:42 on the clock and all tied up at 1 apiece. Kronovi versus the rest of SSG. They've got it through 2 defenders. Sypical play it away. AJ back in. Kronovi's airborne for the shot. He tries to keep it nice and soft, but Arsenal gets in the way. So far, the SSG goal line defense has been pretty strong, except for that one moment of weakness that allowed the goal in. Now off the backboard, XB didn't make contact. Sypical's got this one, though, as Wonder's nowhere to be seen. He's way back. And Sypical's able to air dribble it past him. It's the second time we've seen Sypical score a goal like this today.
This is just beautiful. AJ leaves because he's expecting his teammates to pick it up, but it's that second touch hanging on to all the boost. It really makes Wonder think if Sypical is out of boost or if he has more in the tank, and right when he makes contact, gets that extra burst of height and gets around the side, and that's just a beautiful shot by Sip.
That was nearly verbatim the shot that won them game 1 against Ghost earlier, and the same sort of defensive mispositioning that enabled it. 2:03 on the clock. Sypical versus Kronovi goes neutral. Wonder will pick it up and give it back to Kronovi. Arsenal crowds in. AJ is able to make contact, and AXB will neutralize any movement. The ball stalls out at midfield. Now Sypical past 1. Wonder in his corner, wraps it around. Here's Arsenal underneath him. AJ couldn't get it as he got over the top. Oh my goodness, Spacestation couldn't put the ball through and into the post as they had gotten the defense completely beaten.
Oh, nice.
Sypical up, looking for the air carry once more. There's Wonder versus Arsenal. A scrappy game here in the corner as Wonder Kronovi tries to find the right position on the wall, but just wasn't quite certain what to do. And he's still in that same spot, as it just continues to be an important location on the pitch.
Oh, Wonder's now in a 2-on-1 again.
Here's Arsenal, got Sypical in the middle. Wonder gets the block this time. Here comes AXB for it. Now Sypical up high. Wonder, the last attempt here. He'll get it over to Kronovi, who lofts it high. Arsenal with a nice read, a shot off the crossbar. Sypical with the finish, and now a 3-1 game in favor of Space Station.
Product of Space Station, stealing away the corner boosts over and over, catching Rogue, halting on the backboard, killing a lot of their momentum, not enabling strong clears. So great overall pressure. Finally, Sypical able to clean it up off this hard shot from the sidewall.
The strong passes continue to be important. Arsenal getting crazy amounts of speed as he connected with Sypical. Kronovi's shot a bit soft on the other end. Sypical will push it through AJ. Now up against Wonder, a 2v1. They'll neutralize it. AXB there. Kronovi trying. And now extending it over the top of 1. AJ's up, but the shot's going to be wide of the goal. Sypical bumped out of net. Here comes Wonder. Back into the corner with 35 seconds remaining. Down by 2. It's Kronovi through 2. Sypical will carry this off the wall. Now it's underneath AJ. No one really at home as Wonder tries to rotate in the goal. And now Kronovi just stalling it at midfield, but they've got to find a way to get this into the net. Kronovi looks for the bumps, but there's not even a teammate with the ball behind him. Now Wonder tries. Arsenal just waits him out. AJ alone in net. Sypical tries to crowd him. AJ makes the block, but with 10 seconds remaining, down by 2, things looking all but over in game number 1. As Rogue put up their best effort, got that first goal, but from then on, it was all Space Station.
Yeah, it really wasn't too bad of a show here from Rogue. They did get tied up a little bit towards the end of it as Wonder
nearly got it.
That would have been a stunner. But overall, I mean, this is just a well-played game from Space Station. They constantly were able to really have no problem fending off Rogue whenever they got put on their own half. 7 shots, it felt reasonable for the times Rogue was able to get on offense, but the only reason they put that ball in the back of the net in the first place was because Sypical just didn't make the strongest touch off the backboard bounce and couldn't make the follow-up. And here's the 2-on-1 back the other way. Oh no, it's the Sypical air dribble. It was just so smart because it really made Wonder halt in that as he's rotating back just for a moment past this midfield line, because he's not sure if he's at a boost, and then just bang right up there and got out to the other side. Just wonderful.
Beautiful positioning from Sypical too, as Wonder makes contact on this ball, but Sypical still has the door shut on him. Was able to push that one in. Ultimately, 2-goal lead they were able to secure. Put away game number 1 here. Now, as we move on to Neo Tokyo, I gotta wonder, like with Rogue, that there did they answer any of the questions we had about the fundamentals here in game number 1?
I mean, to show you an example of why you're should be skeptical of Rogue on defense. I mean, you remember the last goal that they scored, Sypical and Arsenal, 58 seconds, where they just starved out the boost, and it's like that whole time, this is them up the back wall. Clying.
No, there was a moment where Wonder and Kronovi were both like with their brakes just on the back wall, like kind of looking at each other like, what are we supposed to do here? Like, we know somebody needs to be right here, right now, but not both of you. Like, there needs to be some sort of clarification there. And Kronovi had been there for, it felt like, about 3 years before then. So, you know, I don't know. Team definitely with a little bit of communication issues. Here's Arsenal with the dribble under two. Kronovi comes in from the corner to make the save, but the follow-up pressure still there. Sypical to AXB. That'll be an early goal for Spacestation.
Oh, man, Arsenal, that's exactly what you said when it started. All the hard work had already been done. Arsenal beat all the defense. Sypical puts the second tough shot on, and AXB gets the easy tap in.
I just cannot compliment the pass game from Spacestation enough. They are setting each other up so well, forcing the defenders to make mistakes, forcing them into awkward situations, and just giving their team some softballs to lob on into a goal. And again, an early pressure here. Through one, Wonder out of his box, lofts it high, but Arsenal had him red. And now here he comes onto the backboard, now looks for bumps, not going to find any, but Kronovi in the corner couldn't gain control. AXB's got on the backboard, out to Sypical, shot on target. Oh my goodness, they tried. It was off the crossbar and back out. Now Arsenal off the ceiling, he's got a flip reset to work with. He'll get a pass behind AJ. Luckily for them, Wonder and Kronovi are both there, but still so much pressure. Goal open, Sypical shot will just be, again, a lob on in. 2-0, Space Station.
It's like Rogue is just sitting here. Look. All three of them just right there, and then they are like, wait, we need boost, and nobody has any speed, and how do we stop this? We can't.
The touch right before that, again, I think it was AXB off the ceiling. He had his flip still, so he was able to touch AJ, and then Wonder and Kronovi kind of like, oh my goodness, we got to do something here, and it was just all over at that point. But Rogue attempting some offense here on the other end, but AXB at midfield, a long shot to put it in. 3-0, AXB and company starting to run away with this one.
Rolling indeed. Kronovi just trying to air dribble it, and AJ just gets beat. Wonder was stealing boost and just doesn't have the time to make it back. So a nice counterattack from Space Station Gaming. Usually they feel like really force people to respect the pressure, but got you too far forward. Sypical makes a big save.
Excellent shot from Wonder, and any goal right now would help Rogue out a lot. Just get a little bit of momentum back on their side. But Kronovi's shot towards the goal. AJ is in the box, but AXB will hold on to this one. Wonder takes it from him. Arsenal in the corner now, contact, but Wonder doesn't make contact either, and AJ has to crowd back in.
Really nice job, though. AXB pushing the defense off the ball as Kronovi misses one just high off the bar. But Space Station Gaming definitely had to fight off a push. That box out on AJ stopped a strong shot.
Arsenal, excellent extension out of this half. AJ will look for Wonder as he tries to pass it back down, but the interception's there. Now Kronovi tries to pick it up, gets it past Arsenal, but the ball control's a bit loose here. Sypical tries in the corner, Kronovi gets it around, but the backline defense holds on, and man, it's all the way back around to Sypical, and now on the other end, the pressure coming through from Space Station. There's Wonder in the net. He's got it back to his corner. Tries to dribble it out, but AXB had time to read him. The touches weren't that clean. Now Arsenal in his corner, demoed by AJ. He's going to try and bait in Sypical, but the challenge goes Space Station's way. Now Wonder back down towards the goal. AXB's got it back to midfield, and Kronovi sets it up. Here comes AJ onto the backboard, looks for the tap in, but can't find it. Wonder looks for a follow-up, but it's also blocked. 2:38 on the clock, and still no goals for Rogue in game 2.
And Arsenal pushing Kronovi off that ball, delaying the Rogue assault. So it just means Wonder has no boost. He's thinking he has to get challenged. And again, Kronovi and AJ in the same spot. So it's just a poor spread of the pitch across the entire series for Rogue. Space Station.
Sypical to Arsenal. They nearly connect for a crazy play. The ball did go end to end. Arsenal's through one. Wonder keeping this high. AJ's trying to harass in the net, but nobody's even home for Space Station. Sypical's got it past him. AJ's got to fly back onto defense. And Sypical puts the shot in. An excellent play as they break out quickly and get a fourth one.
Aggressive push here from Kronovi. I mean, he was beat to that ball, and he leaves AJ in goal on the one-on-one, and I'm actually surprised that went in, to be quite honest. I mean, Sypical, yeah, it was a strong shot, but still felt like AJ might have had a chance at that one either way.
I think AJ was just in kind of the goalie mentality of just throw yourself into the most likely part of the goal. I don't have time to try and read it. If I try to react, I'll lose. Either way, he was done. As Arsenal finds another one. Finds the double tap off the crossbar. 5 goals now. Spacestation starting to make this one ugly.
Nice challenge from AXB, but oh, that read from Arsenal. Because it's the rotation backwards on his car that stops the ball from getting pushed off the corner of the net there. That's just an instant read that it's coming down off the bar there.
5-0. Rogue needing to find a goal, find any semblance of offense to break up this momentum Space Station is built. They keep that pressure right back where it's been all game, in front of Rogue's net. Clears there, transition, neutral to the side. 120 left to go. AXB's got another one beat. AJ alone in the back once more. His touch is kind of soft, but finds the second one to beat AXB. And now looks for goalies. He'll get a demolition onto 1, but Sypical, tight positioning, gets it past 2. And it's all the way back into the Rogue corner. No follow-up pressure here from Space Station. Looks like they're happy just to hang back and allow all of Rogue to move back into their half, burn some time. Get this one out. This game essentially over. There has never in the history of RLCS been a 5-goal comeback. I believe 4 goals has happened one time in a qualifier. With 45 seconds left, this game is 100% done.
But it is cruise control right now for Space Station Gaming. I mean, you really got all of the good things from Space Station's offense in this game. The great pressure, solid counterattacks, ability to deny boost, beating people in one-on-ones. I mean, it was all there. You're just lacking the crazy cool flip reset, something or other.
Yeah. Just to go for some style points, start padding the stats.
Yeah.
Even give JNaps a run for his money. 14 seconds left and it's all going to be over. And some simple, there was definitely, we saw a display of those same communication errors, but then maybe just more simple. The other thing Turtle talked about, just general positioning, choosing where to be on the pitch, and a lot of openings here. Many of the goals felt like they were simple, quick counterattack goals. Space Station puts away a second game very handily and are now on pace to sweep Rogue.
And it's like there was this one moment where I watched Kronovi and Wonder have sort of a brief exchange in the midfield on this one. And that is the clearest highlight of just the problems with Rogue, because Kronovi is coming out of his own corner. Wonder is reading a ball off the sidewall, and Wonder's thinking, cool, I'll bring this ball down, as we see this nice counterattack here. Yeah. This was the one-on-one that Sypical just ripped past AJ. And actually, looking at it again, yeah, he was never going to save that.
Yeah. No, there was, I mean, and maybe slightly different positioning as he comes back in the net. He makes it more difficult for Sypical or gives himself more options, but he was just crowding the near post, which is the fastest shot that the opposition has there, so it's not a bad decision from AJ, and just a shooter's advantage. Sypical can kind of put that ball wherever he wants, and he does so very effectively there.
Yeah.
2 goals for AXB, 2 goals for Sypical, and 1 for Arsenal. 4 assists on the team as well, which that assist game, that's what we're talking about. I think that goal we just watched there was the only unassisted goal.
Yeah.
It was just the fast break down the field, one-on-one sort of play. And man, the assists have been so strong. They find ways to break down the defense first and just give their teammates the easy shots. We'll see what the rest of this team's able to do. But can Rogue find an answer here? Can they sort themselves out? Get a solid rotation going, because the thing about the rotations is it helps solve a lot of your communication problems up front. You don't have to tell people where you're going.
Well, that's the thing, is because to go back and finish that point, Wonder and Kronovi had sort of this brief exchange. AXB denied early on in Game 3. But Wonder was going to get this ball off the sidewall. Kronovi rushes it down and obviously says in comms, I got it, but then hesitates when he doesn't immediately see Wonder leave. But Wonder does eventually leave. And then it just slows down the counterattack for Rogue. And it's those little things that it's just teammates not fully understanding exactly what and when things are going to happen. And it just makes them a slower team on defense because of it.
Arsenal, the gutsy play, blocked by the Rogue defense. Now the counterattack down the other end. AXB with an excellent play, but Wonder and Kronovi again right on top of each other. Double commits in the dead center of the field. There's Kronovi out of his corner. Sypical in front of him. Lofts the ball. It's over the top of Sypical, but AXB will pick it up.
I think Sypical probably let that one go just because he knows it's a free ball for a man behind him, and it's a much easier play to make.
Wonder scoops and launches. Arsenal already airborne for it, but AJ will find the second touch. Now Kronovi with the play onto the backboard. Sypical's got it away. Wonder again a bit wide, and Sypical, as he rotates back down and in, manages to put it back into the corner. An excellent play. 3:39 on the clock. This will be the latest first goal of the series. Both the other first goals in games 1 and 2 came in the first minute. AXB put that one away. Both teams really having settled in and playing a bit more defensive, realizing what's on the line. Rogue trying to not lose this series, and Space Station really trying to close this one out cleanly. They set this up. Sypical, the softest of touches to get a block. AXB's got the follow-up as well. Right now, Space Station doing just enough on defense to keep their net clean.
Oh, transition. Kronovi is back in time.
Oh, Wonder with a shot from the ceiling. AXB's got the save. Here's Kronovi with the follow-up. He puts it into the box for AJ. 2 defenders and AJ. Oh, miss. Wonder's going to open it. He's just going to not miss, and he does it. Finally gets that one in. Rogue's got the lead.
Finally, they pull out a mistake here. AXB and Sypical double commit for that ball, and Arsenal, he tries to get the first one, just trying to cover up as quick as possible, and unfortunately doesn't have the space to react due to his teammates jumping all over each other. So Rogue able to capitalize on it, and well done to him, because they were having a couple of nice pushes up the pitch.
That's the first goal they've scored in
2 games.
just over 7 minutes there.
Yeah, they scored game 1, 2:42.
The last time. Arsenal out of his corner to AXB. Nobody home in the backfield. Kronovi moving from the side. Sypical now. Drop back down in. Arsenal's there. Shot towards the goal. AJ's got it off to the side. They got 2 defenders out of it, but Wonder able to ground himself in time, but doesn't make contact. Here's Sypical into the goal, and that's a tie game for Space Station.
And Sypical is their strongest shooter by far. AXB, though, he needs to be the nuisance. Just give him the ball in the corner. Excellent job of timing it, taking it away from the defense. And Sypical up so early. Knew exactly where that pass was headed. And it's the speed that makes it a near unsavable shot, because he's on it so quickly.
Just across halftime. Space Station with match point. A win here gives them the sweep of Rogue.
And a nice 2-0 on the day as well.
Yeah, great weekend for them. Kronovi tries. Up onto the wall. Arsenal putting it away. Here's Wonder. AXB with an attempt. Here's AJ out of the corner. Beats 1. Ball down in front. Here's the shot, but blocked by defense from Space Station. Now on the other end. Sypical over the top of 1. It's wide. He's going to need some help, but AJ's got it away. Off to the edge. Kronovi out of his box. Arsenal stalls it out. Looks for the shot. Baits in Wonder. The ball's still in a dangerous spot, but the rest of Space Station too far back for now. Here comes the follow-up pressure. Sypical up against Wonder. It's wide. He drops it back into the box, and Kronovi's got it away. Now Arsenal demolished. Here's Wonder with a long one. Sypical and Arsenal able to tag team that one back out, as there was no follow-up to that touch.
And that's why Space Station's pressure is so dangerous, though. I mean, they'll make a touch, like those fakes right in front of the net. It's really just to buy time so the other guy can go steal away all the boost. Arsenal wants the wave gas catch, followed up by Sypical. 2-1. Space Station Gaming keep the pressure up for a solid 45 seconds and finally break them down.
The defense is just, there's no support structure here. There's like one line of defense. You see Wonder trying to get back in time, but no, as long as they didn't get the blocks right there on that goal line, it was going to be going in, and that's a 1-goal lead for Space Station. It's all they need to finish them off. What's been, I think, the closest game of the series, but also you could just say the most patient game from Space Station.
Yeah, it's like Arsenal just rolls that ball up the wall and then goes to steal the corner boost. He doesn't care if he hangs onto it, because he knows all he has to do is take all the boost away, and then Rogue won't be able to hang with him.
It's Kronovi in the backfield. Pop past Sypical, but AXB immediately closes the gap and wins the challenge. Now Wonder with an attempt. Arsenal's got him blocked. AJ loose. Arsenal looks for demolitions. AXB will find one as well.
He doesn't care about the ball.
Such aggro play from Space Station. Exactly. All they got to do is just stop Rogue from playing Rocket League right now. They don't need any more goals. They just need this clock to hit 0. 18 seconds left. They've got ball control in enemy territory. 2 goalies up for it. And I feel like that'll just secure the game. It's Kronovi again getting chased here by Sypical. Can't quite get him. Oh, that's so frustrating. And the double commit's just going to seal it. Everything is over at this point. Sypical up, off to the edge. I don't think Rogue has enough boost in the tank to make anything happen. Space Station, 1, 2, 3. 3 up, 3 down. They sweep Rogue out here and take a 2nd win in Week 4.
A wonderful series for Space Station Gaming. I mean, this was as close as you're going to get to a perfect series from Spacestation, I feel like. I mean, the pressure at the end of that game where it's just like, I don't care about hitting the ball. I don't care if you hit the ball. I'm going to either hit you or I'm just going to roll it somewhere and go steal your boost and then just keep all the pressure going for as long as need be. And they literally didn't let Rogue out of their own half in the final minute at all.
Yeah, they were just playing the timer ball, just push it back into the corners, like, you go mess with it. I don't have to come out there. I've got boost. I've got the lead. You have to come into my territory if you want to make this work. And Rogue there, I think, like Turtle said, and like we talked about the whole series, I think it was a great example of the fundamental issues that is plaguing that team. And it didn't seem like there was that much development over the course of the series, something they're really going to have to put a microscope on in the coming weeks if they want to have a chance of making it into the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't. Can they even make the playoffs? I don't know if they even have a chance. I mean,
they're now 1-4, so maybe with some time.
Maybe with 3-4 and a bit of luck, but definitely the communication from Rogue just slows them down too much and too many little. It builds up in increments. There's a big double commit every now and again, but a lot of the times it's the little things that screw over Rogue.
For sure. Well, that's that match in the books, but we got one more for you before we're done here in North America. NRG stayed perfect earlier, and they'll try to do it again here against the struggling Cloud9. Old Titans, old enemies meeting on the pitch again. We'll see it after the break.